Hey guys, the next video is a request by a guy named Jadohito. I don't know what kind of name that is. He contacted me on Facebook. I'm wearing a bandana I'm making a lot of videos tonight to catch up with a lot of mail. So I thought if you clicked on this video and not the other three that I've just put out because of the bandana, let me know why. I think it's a little strange. But I gotta tell you, my hair is looking really good. My wife is like, get a haircut, get a haircut. Okay, let's get to the question. She wants me to look at an article and read it and comment on it. It's a very short article, so I thought, what the hell? And I'll even read it for you. It's very short. Woman confesses to killing 25-year-old mentally disabled son. In Osaka, police said Thursday that a 55-year-old woman has confessed to murdering her 25-year-old by strangulation at their home in Kashiwara, Osaka Prefecture. The alleged murder was reported to police by a relative of the mother and son involved on Wednesday morning. Fuji Television, or Fuji TV, reported that the police went to the apartment and found Hiroshi Kanata, 25, lying motionless on the living room floor with his throat still bound by the cord. He was rushed to hospital where he was confirmed dead. The boy's mother, Misae, was quoted by police as saying he was suffering from a mental disorder and I was worn out from caring for him. He would shout loudly and hit the walls. I didn't know what to do. Kanata contacted relatives following the incident, who then contacted the police. So something interesting about Japan. Japan has a reputation, you may or may not know about this, a reputation of being kind of unforgiving when it comes to disabled people, or kind of it's kind of a taboo. They hide them. They don't. It's a big shame on the family, that kind of stuff. I do see lots of more people out in wheelchairs these days, and I see people sign language. I guess that's a disability too. If you're deaf, doing sign language in public. All the little by little, most subways, at least in Nagoya, are wheelchair friendly, things like that. So I don't know. I see. I had to catch myself. I see a lot of mentally disabled people in Japan, and you also see the actual like crazy homeless type mentally disabled people, who nobody talks to, and they exist in every country, right? Is Japan worse? Probably it has less. I think it has less of a social net to catch the people who fall through the cracks, and so the cracks are bigger, if you know what I mean. Like if you're mentally disabled here, I think there are less government options. There's less help to get here. Now, one of the reasons the guy sent me this video or this article is because he's outraged at the comment section. And if you look at the comments, you see a lot of people saying, kind of sympathizing with the mother. Poor woman, poor woman. I hope they don't give her too much. Someone says 25 years, 24 hours a day caring for a mentally disabled son, quite possibly with no help from anyone, worried what would happen to him if she dies, struggling to make ends meet, feeding, bathing, and changing what amounts to an adult-sized baby. And somebody says, mother fail. I would be, yeah, a lot of people are, saying, hey, I don't blame her, kind of thing. But here's the thing. It is true that the government doesn't help that much when it comes to certain things, but it is out there. One of my neighbors is like 70 something or so, and he broke his leg. And because of the system here, he can rent a motorized, like little tricycle slash, it looks like a tricycle slash moped slash wheelchair for $3,000 a month. So that's pretty cheap, right? It's pretty affordable, even on a pension, I think. And his wife works at the local convenience store, and she gets 800 yen an hour. She works, so I guess they don't need that much to survive. And although a lot of people go on and on about how expensive Japan is, remember the average salary here is only $29,000, I think, per person. So if you get an affordable apartment, which is possible, there are tons of places in Nagoya that are 50,000 yen a month, $500 a month. Of course, it all depends on the size. If you don't have a lot of money, you're gonna get a smaller place, but they're out here. What can I say except that this idea of when you yeah, this is one thing I've noticed, that a lot of people don't want to get dogs when they're older because they're afraid of what's going to happen when the dog dies. And I can imagine the same thing would, maybe they have the same mentality when it comes to their kids. Um, yeah, I mean, some of the comments are actually the other way around, saying she should be punished and this is no excuse, blah blah blah. But the other thing is, a lot of people don't know how to ask for help, and I think that's one of the problems. I do see more signs everywhere saying bullying is, is a crime, and if you have a problem, call this number. So I think it's getting better, but for some particular reason, this woman couldn't cope anymore, and who knows, dealing with someone like that all the time, and being too proud to ask for help, or not knowing how to ask for help. Or maybe the stress of caring for someone all that time. Who knows? I really can't criticize the woman. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say what she did was right. But I'm not going to blame her either. I think it's probably a combination of society and the choices she had, or the choices that were available to her. And yeah, it's a shame, but at the same time, I mean, if I ever became, I always tell my wife, if I ever become like a blubbering idiot, just smother me with a pillow, If you ever have to, I don't want my wife changing my diapers, and she probably will. Maybe I'll be like, remember when I told you to kill me? Don't do it. But there's not easy decisions, and I think it's easy to judge people when you're not in their situation. So I'm not going to do that, though I often do, but I won't in this case. So sorry, Jadohito, but I don't really have much to say about this, except things are getting better. Things are always getting better in every country, I think, as society improves in general. Before we go off and declare war on each other every few years, but in general, society is getting better, I think. Thanks for the question, and maybe that's all for tonight. It's 1:50 a.m. and I just answered 4 questions, and I'm way behind on the questions, so I apologize to people who have sent me emails asking me questions. I will try to get to them. Talk to you all soon.